Some of the statistics, though, are hard to understand, and I thought maybe you might could explain some of the terms that are bandied about, and how those numbers impact people who are buying and selling their homes. For instance, what is the median price?
Well, let's define it. Let's tell you what it is, and then we'll define it, because I guess you hear that quite a bit. The median price is now at 129.5. That's just a very slight, less than 0.5% decrease over the same quarter of last year, and it's a 7.9% gain over the first quarter of this year. The median price is defined as the number, the sales price, of what half the homes sold for more and what half the homes sold for less. So it's not an average, but it is the best barometer that we have to see what is the number one selling price of the area, and then the next thing you see is a tracking of value. So if your median price is trending downward, it's most likely that the value of the property is trending downward too. If the median price is trending upward, it's the reverse effect. You should see appreciation in the market.
It's better than an average, because it could be skewed either low or high just by one or two sales. Or
right, and also
sales.
it could change volatile, very, very volatile month to month, just looking at the average. Because if you have a particular price range that's, just had a surge in sales that month, it's not going to show up as adequately.
So the median price is half or lower and half or higher, and it just kind of says where the market is moving. So what does that mean to home buyers? Just knowing the trends, as it's either
just knowing the trends of values, and it's also what does it does from a seller standpoint, and developing and different things is where you can see where the market, most of the market is at, and you can also compare your market to other areas of the country. So you can see an affordability here, like the median price in a lot of areas of the country is around the 200 mark. If you took the national average, it is over 200,000 right now. So we actually can see that how we're doing to other areas.
Okay. I wanted to go over, we're fixing to head into a break, and I wanted to go over just a few more of these terms that you hear about when we get back. For the break, we were talking about local statistics and national statistics for home sales. And Randy, you were going over some of the statistics and some of the terms that we use, that we hear when we're discussing what specifically we're talking about. We had asked about median prices and how that helps buyers and sellers. Another one that you hear about are days on market.
Days on market. Days on market is the actual time it takes to sell the home, the property. So if you see days on market, right now our average days on market is somewhere around 140 days, I believe, for the overall market. You can also break it down by specific areas, and you'll see areas of town that are a lot less or a lot more. Example is, it's like right now, Signal Mountain is trending more than the average of the whole market, and Red Bank is trending a lot less. So it's a figure that you can realistically tell a seller and how long they can expect to stay on the market when you look at their price range within their area. It's a barometer for the buyer to look at and say, well, how long has this been on there? Is it outside the average market time? So if it's been outside the average market time, why hasn't it sold within the average days on market? Most of the time it's directly related to the price.
Is that a pretty steady, either going, does the days on market steadily move up, or is it erratic?
No, it stays steady. You won't see any sudden surges or decreases. Everything's going to be pretty gradual. It shows how the market's trending too. Days on market has grown as we've moved into what I'll call is the buyer's market. So because there's a lot more inventory, and it's taking longer to sell.
So would you say the price range of a house, like you said, Red Bank has a shorter days on market than, say, Signal Mountain? Is that directly impacted by the price of the homes?
And the buyer pool. I guess, let me put it this way: you have a lot more buyers for $100,000 to $120,000 house in Red Bank than you do a $400,000 or $500,000 house on the Signal Mountain.
Right.
So that's the correlation that you have, is the buyer pool is less.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I guess the buyer pool is a correlation to the kind of loan programs that are available.
That's true.
Too. Yeah. We've lost a lot of programs for conventional, and FHA has really taken over its market share.
And you're just now, I think, seeing recovery in the jumbo market, mortgage market, making it easier and a decent interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
What's the jumbo loan?
about
They're
a
renting
point and a
about,
half above.
yeah,
Well, I mean, the dollar, what the,
417.
417, so over 417
417,000.
loan.
With the change that went into effect a few months ago with the appraisal process and lenders no longer being able to select appraisers, has that had any impact on the sales with the values?
Well, the one thing I'll say about it is you see a lot more appraisers assigned outside of
Yeah.
their market area.
Area of expertise.
That they usually work in. So that's where you find the difficulty. And I hate that we've lost that communication too with the appraisers, because sometimes if you didn't understand something, it's easy enough to pick the phone up and ask a question and try to get some clarity on it instead of just plowing forward and hoping you made the right decision and your guess.
One of the things that's coming out with the new financial reform package, there was some changes to it at HVCC. So we may be 2 or 3 months away from hearing what they're going to actually do to make that better, so that agents can talk to the appraisers, and loan officers can talk about certain things, not
Right,
about
certainly. That's the way it should be. There should be some communication. It shouldn't just be a totally, walk into.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think in Chattanooga we had that steering going on that I know
No,
of. I don't know
I
of
don't
it.
feel that at all. I think it's more of trying to make sure that the appraisal was done fairly.
Right.
To make sure they had all the adequate information they needed to make sure it happens. And I understand that from the appraiser standpoint, don't get me wrong, because I mean they're the ones that's pressured now to follow the lender's rules, so to speak, and can't blame them for it. It's the process.
Have you had many properties, many sales get lost for appraisal issues lately?
Some more than what I'll call normal. In the market a year or so ago, there is more there. And again, I think that's more to the appraisers are falling more to the very conservative side and from the pressure they're seeing from the lenders.
The one other topic, one other term I was going to ask you about is months of supply or inventory.
Mm-hmm. And again, that's another good barometer. A good market should, and I'll say a good market. Let me.
Well, first, what is
up.
months of supply? What is that?
It's how many homes it takes to sell. How many months it takes to sell the existing home inventory.
So if you have if you sell 400 homes a month, then 6 months would be 2,400.
2,400, yeah. So what you see with months of inventory too is there again, it's by area, sort of like the median price, and that you will see some areas that have a huge number of months of inventory. One in particular right now, Dade County in the Georgia market is just well over 20 months of inventory.
Wow.
And in a normal, let me define normal. I'm saying in a market to where you couldn't tell if it was a buyer's or a seller's market, probably 6 months of inventory would be the most you'd see as far as that. So the overall market now is running around 10 months of inventory. So overall Chattanooga, North Georgia market. But again, there are areas that have less than the 6 months, and then there's some that have a lot more than the whole market average of 10. So they're in the 15, 17, 18, 19 months of inventory.
So is that, again, do you think that's related to the buyer pool for certain price ranges?
It is, and it's a good thing to be able to talk to a home seller and say, this is the market you're entering into. Just know that ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
That you better be competitive.
Right.
If you're going to sell, because it's very apparent that not everybody in that particular price range in that particular area is going to sell if you've got 20 months of inventory.
So when people talk about there being a buyer's market or a seller's market, what they're talking about then, not so much the median price, but more about
inventory and the sales as relation to the inventory.
Right. So days on market would be an indicator, but more of the inventory. So
if you got more inventory and the month supplies as you're talking about, that's going to be more the indicator of what kind of market you're in.